And we're live, right? All right, guys, welcome to today's show. We got some breaking bombshells happening right now, coming out, and I wanted to share this with you guys. Make sure to smash the like button. We're live on both channels right now, so I'm going to let some people come in. But we got whistleblower action happening. We got Josh Hawley. We have Trump making a huge announcement that he just spoke with Vladimir Zelenskyy. That conversation went exactly how I thought it was going to go, because Democrats will plant fear in your head about a Trump presidency, about Putin, about Russia. And I actually can't wait to talk to you guys about this. And I have a new production team. I just was live on Fox News, if you guys didn't see, on Fox Business. So we're live. And yeah, let's talk about real quick. So as we're getting everybody here, majority of Trump's security detail were actually not Secret Service. Whistleblowers tell Senator Josh Hawley. Whistleblowers allegedly claimed that majority of personal security personnel at Butler, Pennsylvania rally were Homeland Security investigators. What? It's one of the craziest stories out right now. If we could scroll down just a little bit here. Let's scroll down here. So whistleblowers inside the Department of Homeland Security have alleged that majority of security detail for President Donald J. Trump, not even Secret Service, according to Republican lawmaker Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, relayed these claims in a public letter to Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas on Friday, outlining a series of security failures Trump's fateful Butler, Pennsylvania rally. By the way, this is not even the biggest news. And I do want to play the clip. If we go to the next tab here, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to smash the like button on both channels. This is really crazy. So Josh Hawley dropped this bombshell earlier yesterday. Yeah, make it full screen here. We're going to play it. Let's listen to what he has to say. Oh, they're saying no sound. Oh, okay, no problem. They can't hear it. Let's pause that real quick. Let's pause that. We can exit off this real quick. So Josh Hawley is basically telling Fox News that nobody in the Biden administration ever takes responsibility for anything. Nobody in the Biden administration ever gets fired. One thing's for sure, Biden's Secret Service director should be gone. That is Ms. Cheadle, who basically said that 30% of Secret Service agents should be women. This is something that she said. So let's go back to whistleblowers here real quick, since we can't hear the audio, and that's fine. We'll do some reading. Whistleblowers who have direct knowledge of the event have approached my office. According to the allegations, the July 13th rally was considered to be a loose security event. Hawley wrote in a letter, for example, detection cannies were not used to monitor entry and detect threats in the usual manner. Individuals without proper designations were able to gain access in backstage areas. So there was a whole collapse happening. Now let's go to Chuck Castello right there. The next tab, the third tab here. Let's go to the third tab. The third tab, yeah, the third tab. Yeah. So this is the craziest part about this whole situation that I really want to talk to you guys about. Can you guys can still see me? I don't know if you guys can still see me, but I'm gonna move out the way here. So breaking report, man who attempted to actually assassinate Donald Trump flew a drone over fairgrounds shortly before he was set to speak. That means that Matthew Crooks flew a drone. He was able to fly an actual drone. Law enforcement officials briefed on the matter revealed that the gunman who attempted to assassinate Donald J. Trump managed to fly a damn drone to capture aerial footage of the Western Pennsylvania fairgrounds just before the former president was scheduled to speak there. Real quick, I want to ask you guys this question. How confident are you in our United States Secret Service? How confident are you? Because I remember when I was growing up, when I used to think of Men in Black, like I used to think of like Secret Service being the most, like before speaking to President Trump, before speaking to any other president, I would think that these guys know everything about you. That's what I would think. I don't know how confident you guys are now on all these things, but Secret Service agents are really not supposed to look human. We're supposed to think of these people as the most protective people in the world. They're protecting the biggest. And I mean, the people with the red button, the people at the White House that have the most power in the planet. But yet something like this was able to happen. So this guy who was planning to allegedly, well, I got to say allegedly, but we know he was definitely planning on it, to take out the former president, was able to fly a drone. And that's not crazy. Democrats are not going around. And this is funny because some Democrats who really wanted this to happen, some Democrats who actually have a heart. What I'm saying is, let's be very, very honest here. Because if this were to happen to Joe Biden, now to my audience here, I want to see if this were to happen. And as much as I know a lot of you guys don't like Joe Biden, as much as you guys don't like Joe Biden, if this were to have happened to Joe Biden, would you feel some type of way? I would. I'd be asking the same questions. I'd be losing my mind. How in the world would somebody get a drone? The incident highlights significant security lapses preceding Trump's near assassination. According to officials, Thomas Matthew Crooks flew the drone along a programmed flight path earlier on July 13th to survey the Butler Farm showgrounds ahead of Trump's rally. They added that the predetermined, flight path indicates Crooks likely flew the drone multiple times as he researched and scouted the event and site. So let's click this picture right here real quick, so that way you guys can see where Trump was standing and where the shots actually came. They came from, of course, my right, maybe your left, from where you guys are watching. So he was able to get this aerial view, and he was able to get exactly where the Secret Service was at. He was actually able to get all these things. And I just think that this is just one of the most terrible things that can possibly happen in this country. To get news like this is just pretty crazy. And Cheeto still has not resigned. A failure like this, Cheeto still has not resigned. Now, this is all alleged, but it is a Republican lawmaker by the name of Josh Hawley, who I respect, and very much respected, voted in, right? Senator Josh Hawley comes out and says that he has whistleblowers knocking on his door, telling him to tell the American people that, hey, most of these Secret Service agents weren't even Secret Service. Let's move on to the next tab here. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. New setup here. One of the craziest things. I do want to play this video clip, and I hope I don't get copyrighted here. We're probably not going to be able to play this video clip. We are. So let's do a test real quick, because we do have click the view tab on StreamYard or whatever. This is Joe Rogan. Now, are they going to be able to see this?
That's coming out about the shooter now, the more you read about it, the more you're like, what is going on?
A BlackRock thing too, right?
Yeah, he did a BlackRock commercial. They knew.
Okay, so that way you guys can hear it. Okay, so now that I know that you guys can hear it, Jamie, play the clip, Jamie. That's Joe Rogan's video guy. All right, so now that I know you guys can hear this, this is how crazy it is. And I want you guys to listen to Joe Rogan's assessment of this whole situation, because it is pretty crazy. Let's go back on the video, play from the beginning, and hopefully we don't get no stupid copyright. Here we go, play it.
The Trump thing, the shooter, all the stuff that's coming out about the shooter now, the more you read about it, the more you're like, what is going on?
A BlackRock thing too, right?
Yeah, he did a BlackRock commercial. They knew that there was a suspicious person 10 minutes before Trump went on stage. They still wouldn't let him go on stage. They saw him on the fucking roof, and they didn't engage. Yeah. They saw him on the roof with a rifle.
It's a bad Secret Service right there.
They wouldn't put Secret Service agents on the roof because they said there was a slope to the roof.
Right.
By the way, Joe Rogan's breaking down here that there was a slope, and that's the reason. So she says, and she went on national television basically telling people that the reason it was a sloped roof, which is the reason why we did. Doesn't this raise more questions? And in the BlackRock thing, this kid is painted out to be, now this is one of the weirdest things I would say about this Thomas Matthew Crooks guy. He's painted out to be, right, This kid that had no friends, he was all alone. He was basically really just nobody, right? A loser, right? But yeah, he was on a Black Rock video. That doesn't concern. Isn't that concerning? Isn't that concerning? And now what he's saying about CIA and the fact that this is who they recruit. Every time one murders a president or one attempts to murder a president, allegedly, it's all alleged, CIA or that kid or that person that tried to assassinate usually gets killed by some type of bum. Let's call it like that. Some type of nobody. Play the clip. Jamie, roll it.
Right.
And it would be dangerous.
It's more dangerous if the ex-president gets shot,
Bro,
which he did.
They let him get off. The kid got off 3 shots. And apparently there was one that we saw that hit his ear, and you see the bullet, like the photographer got a bullet.
I saw that
flying by his head.
Yeah.
But apparently there's another one of a bullet going by his left side of his head. So it went by the right side of his head, hit his ear, went by the left side of his head as well. Because the guy got off 3 shots.
Yeah.
And he just missed Trump
And
every time.
there's the one shot of him like turning his head. And I'm like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me? It was that close.
Dude, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And the fact that they had such poor security guarding him, like they did such a terrible job.
My
They
uncle's
knew the guy was
convinced it's
there.
bullshit. My
Dude.
uncle's like, there's no way this is real.
I don't think it's not real, but look, here's the deal. Okay, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Just want to be real clear.
Yeah.
But they have organized assassinations before.
Sure.
And when they organize
Usually starts a war.
assassinations, it looks just like that. And when they organize assassinations, one of the things they like to do is have some fucking loser kill the president, and then they kill the fucking loser, and that's a wrap. This
Yeah.
kid kind of like stops all the leads.
Oh, man.
Everything's like, where's he go? So they have his phone.
All right, guys. So there you have it. Very, very wild, interesting take by Joe Rogan, who he's been covering stuff like this since I was a kid. I've been watching Joe Rogan for a long time, but here he is giving. And look, we had one of the most, I told you guys, more news is going to come out about this event. More news than we could imagine. Probably a year from now, we're still going to be hearing about the failures of this day and how much it is just crazy. And now whistleblowers are coming out of the failed experiment. I don't know what they were doing out there, but whistleblowers are legitimately coming out to Senator Hawley's office and telling him about what actually went wrong. And we still have yet to hear a resignation from, the Secret Service Director, Cheeto. Let's go to the next tab here. This one I'm excited about. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is a post made by Donald J. Trump earlier today. He was speaking of a phone call he had with Zelenskyy. Now, how many of you guys agree with me that this war needs to end in order to achieve peace, not only in the Middle East? You guys know how I feel about the Israel-Palestine stuff, but aside from that, this war right here, from reports, from having Colonel Douglas McGregor on the show, having General Mike Flynn, having Andrew Bustamante, ex-former CIA, they have told us the truth countless times and countless times again over how many Ukrainians are actually dying. And that's something that I believe the media isn't really concerned about. I guess they just don't care. But I want to read this because this gives me a lot of hope. I was just on Fox News speaking about this. Zoom in on this tweet real quick. This comes from Truth Social and Donald J. Trump. Let me start reading it here. So it says, President Zelenskyy of Ukraine and I had a very good phone call earlier today. He congratulated me on a very successful Republican National Convention and becoming the next, not the next, but the Republican nominee for President of the United States. All right. He commended the heinous assassination attempt last Saturday and remarked the American people coming together in the spirit of unity during these times. Let's go down a little bit here. Let's close it out. I appreciate President Zelenskyy for reaching out because so let me ask you guys this. This is funny. President Zelenskyy knows Trump is going to win. That's why he's reaching out to Trump now. But what type of deal would be made? I'm not sure about. But this gives me hope that, hey, man, let's figure this out and let's find peace. I appreciate President Zelenskyy for reaching out because I, as the next president of the United States, will bring peace to the world and end war that has caused so many lives and devastated countless innocent families. Both sides will be able to come together and negotiate a deal that ends the violence and paves a way toward prosperity. But not only prosperity, I think toward just what we've been missing. And I think that Democrats do a hell of a job. They do twisting Trump's words, constantly talking about how Trump is the worst human, this, that, and the third. I always tell people, look at the actions and look at what he's actually saying and looking at what he's actually doing and what he actually means. And I believe, and maybe you guys comment down below, I believe Trump can get, look, call me crazy, Democrats, I don't care, but I'm 27. I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about if we got literally, as President Trump has said countless times, we literally have Russian warships, missile ships, whatever the hell you want to call these ships. They're literally off the coast toward Florida. And you could call it an exercise. You could say it happened before, but that's not a good thing ever, specifically when we're funding Ukraine. So this is an amazing thing for me to hear. I want this. This is what I want. I crave this. When I'm voting, I'm thinking about the future. I'm not thinking about, I'm thinking about Joe Biden, basically. You know, all hell has broken loose under Joe Biden. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. We've seen it. Can we get peace? And the fact that Zelenskyy has actually spoken to Trump, I think is a great thing. I don't care if you think it's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. So I'm looking toward the future. And this warmed my heart. Let's go to the next tab. And we're closing out on the show. I appreciate everybody. If you guys can do me a favor here, I'm making a huge effort, right? Doing this production. I came over here. I didn't know how this show would go. I didn't know. This was really fast. Shout out to our guy. I want to get his name right. Money Mel. Bye. So Money Mel. There you go. That's the money part I wanted to get. So I want to say thank you to everybody. Make sure to smash the like button on both channels. We're live on both channels right now. Please smash the like button. Now we have to talk about something that happened at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, I was still up at 5. Don't ask me what I was doing. I wasn't doing anything weird, by the way. But don't ask me what I was doing. I was just up. I couldn't sleep. A lot of that's going on this week. Let's talk about this. I really want you guys to really think about this with me. CrowdStrike is the cyber firm that generated the claim that Russia hacked the DNC, setting off Russiagate. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but one of the biggest, basically, you know, something happened yesterday. Let's just put it like that. And you guys know what I'm talking about when we talk about cyber and CrowdStrike and what happened yesterday as a whole, you know, with the global outage that really disrupted flights. Flights couldn't get off the ground. Flights couldn't get off the ground yesterday. And that's, bro, what are we doing here? So let's just go to CrowdStrike. Is the cyber firm that generated the claim that Russia hacked the DNC, setting off Russiagate. Of course, we know about the history of the Russiagate stuff. Even though CrowdStrike was working with the Clinton campaign, the FBI relied on it for rather independently investigating to investigate the hacked DNC servers, right? Allegedly, this is all alleged. It's only emerged that 4 years later that CrowdStrike had no evidence of Russia hacking the Clinton campaign. CrowdStrike and the Mueller, which you guys remember the Mueller report, had all concealed this. They have given false information to Congress about a lot of things. This is Aaron Marte. I think he's a leftist that said this. But since then, CrowdStrike has grown into such a powerful force that it today was responsible for a global outage. Now, this is a claim that he's making about CrowdStrike. I don't know if this is real, but I thought it was interesting. You guys can go look at this yourself. There was a global outage that happened. And he's basically saying that, look, this disrupted air travel and banking. So look at CrowdStrike after this. Don't know if this is the truth. Go look at this yourself. This is the post he made. Shout out to Aaron. I like his channel. I mean, I like his his stances on things, but this is pretty crazy. We actually do have a donation here. If we could put that donation on the screen. Thank you so much, Lone Wolf. I appreciate your donation. Thank you. Majority of CrowdStrike, it's a name we're seeing a lot lately. Black rock. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. This is all alleged. I don't know the truth. But one thing I do know is that we'll be asking these questions on the show. All right, let's go to the final story of the day, coming from a very interesting guy. I don't really even want to say his name on here. You guys can see his name, the legendary ex-Secret Service, ex-NYPD, Dan Bond G. No, you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, so he has been dropping bombshells about all of this that all the big time YouTubers have been talking about, and let's take a read at this, because this guy's been dropping bombshells about this. Now, I don't know if Trump does become president again, which is very likely. This guy should be appointed to handle the Secret Service, in my opinion. All right, so a tidal wave of former and current Secret Service agents, both rank and file, and managers are reaching out to me pleading for help. What are you saying? Many of them have been telling me, and anyone else who's listened for years, that Secret Service was collapsing under enormous weight of managerial incompetence. Now, I want to say something real quick. He's been saying this stuff on the show that we can't really talk about because YouTube has banned them. This is just something broad, but he's basically saying that, hey, Secret Service is collapsing. And this is all alleged, by the way. And the attached article, you'll see I've been discussing these issues since early 2012. Now let's go down here. Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle's selfish, irresponsible decision to remain in position is a genuine national security crisis for our country. Her leadership has already played a significant role in one tragedy, because we did lose Corey Comparator, rest in peace to a former fire chief, and another one is likely under her failed leadership, which is another one is likely under Biden, right? Because we've seen him fail in Afghanistan, to pull out, and all these crazy things happening under him. If this mess isn't immediately cleaned up, I assure you, we will lose a president, God forbid. Now, this goes for both presidents. I'm not here. I would never, and by the way, I would never celebrate what happened to Paul Pelosi. I would never celebrate these things. I would never say, oh my God, they had it coming. I hate when Republicans and conservatives do that. Because the moment it happens to this side will go blaming that side, or begin to laugh at these things. I don't want anything to happen like that. I really don't. I feel terrible about what happened to Trump. If it happened to Biden, I'd feel terrible as well. But we knew, and I knew, and I live streamed. That live stream was happening on both channels. I think it was just happening in one. When it happened, I legitimately thought, oh my God. But let me ask you guys this question. And I always, this is just me. It's my human nature. It might not be yours, but I believe it might be, because it's very likely. If Trump was, if this kid was successful, right? I believe, just my opinion, millions of lives would have been lost in the United States of America. I don't think that we would be the same ever again. I think that I just don't think we'd be in a good place, but I think that millions of lives, would have been lost. But we have had people make predictions on the show, and I'm not trying to fearmonger you. I know that YouTube things on my main channel, I'm incendiary or whatever. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is that a lot of these predictions, people called me crazy. They called General Mike Flynn crazy. They called Andrew Bustamante crazy. They called Colonel Douglas McGregor crazy. They've called Tucker Carlson crazy. Because even Tucker Carlson looked Trump in the eyes and asked him, do you think they're going to try to assassinate you next after trying all these things? And I just don't know if these things are going to slow down. I would hope so. I would hope that there's more unity, as Trump would say, that I would hope that there's unity. I would, but I just don't know. Some Democrats have taken this time to actually double down on what they feel. Some conservatives have doubled down, and they are going even harder. They're hating Trump even more. Hate is not the answer to this. Love is. And I always say, if you are a Christian first, which I believe I am, and in this country, you have to be, if you are a Christian, you're a Christian first. Country is not first. Nothing's first. God is first. And we saw God in works. Trump has mentioned God more than 10 times, 20 times. So Trump has mentioned God so much now. And I think that that's what we need to get back to. We got another donation here from Maria. If we could put it up on the screen. Maria, thank you so much. BlackRock is a global investment management firm that has been operating in Israel since 2016. Don't want to get into that conversation too much. You guys know I definitely don't want to get banned for saying something about Israel. But you guys know that how I feel about all of that. We don't got to talk about that right now. It's a very long conversation, but I do think that a lot of things tie into each other. I think that Trump is very flawed in those positions, as everybody is flawed in other positions. I'm very flawed in a lot of positions. Trust me, we mess up a lot. But I want to close out with this. I think Tucker Carlson said something about the Republican National Convention. He said, God is among us. And I think that that's what I want to focus on with all this madness and craziness, me being 27, me wanting to get married and have kids and live a good life and build a better future for all of us, all Americans, and the rest of the world. Don't get me wrong. We gotta love our brothers and sisters from everywhere else, but we gotta focus on this country getting right. We are the leadership. We are the trendsetters, as a lot of our fellow Americans would say. But I just want to say that God is among us, and that's enough. So I want to leave you guys with this. Smash the like button. Thank you for your donations. I'm trying to step up the show. I'm trying to come on the studio and hang out with Money Mel as much as we can. He's a great producer. I was just on Fox News. A lot of blessings are legitimately coming our ways, but I always try to remember that God is good during the bad times, and God is good during the great times. God is good always. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. And thank you so much, guys. I truly do appreciate you guys for coming through. Thank you guys for always showing love to the show. I think that we're going to get bigger. Now, I got to say this before I do go. This show, the way I'm talking right now, all these things, they remind me of a young Patrick Bet-David. Now, I'm not tooting my own horn here for that reason, but the way he produces his show, the way he does his video breakdowns, kind of remind me of this. So shout out to Patrick Bet-David, a very big inspiration to me. I saw him first when he interviewed Kobe Bryant. And after, this guy is like, Patrick Bet-David is out of this world. But Patrick Bet-David, man, that is one of my biggest inspirations to do this. So I want to say thank you to him. I don't know if he's ever watching, but if he is, thank you, brother. I appreciate both channels. Can't see all your comments, but the main channel, Lou Valentino, and everybody else, thank you so much. Thank you, Money Mel. Thank you to Two-Way. If we could put up Two-Way on the screen real quick. Two-Way is a company that is leftist, is rightist. Oh, we got another donation. F it, put it on the screen as well. Lou, man up, pick a side. Robert Greenberg is mad at me. He says, man up and pick a side. I don't know what that means. I'm on the side of God. I'm on the side of common sense. Every issue is very complex. Am I voting for Trump? Yes. I will call myself a Trump supporter. Absolutely. Why not? But you telling me to pick a side is very tribunal. It's like very tribal. I don't like that. I hate that. I think that that's a cancerous way of living your life. And you don't ever really get to experience everybody's flaws and everybody's great things. I just don't think that life works like that, because when you pick a side, I don't know what that means. I've already picked my side. I already picked my side. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. That's my side. There's no side to pick. I don't know what you mean. You talking about material things of this world? Are you talking about of this world? You want me to pick a side in this world? No, I'd pick God. I don't know what that means. Really don't know. But I appreciate your donation anyways. Shout out to Two-Way. Two-Way is a platform that I'm going to be working with in the future. God, hopefully they are the next big thing, in my opinion. They have a lot of great people working for them. They have leftist, they have right wing, they have middle, which I believe that's what it is. I believe Two-Way is literally both ways coming into one, which is great. And I think we need more of that, because if we don't have more of that, when the talking stops, the fighting starts. When the talking stops, the violence starts. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys. God bless everybody. Smash the like button. Thank you for your donations. I appreciate you.